We've got a blockbuster trade. Cleveland lands Za'Darius Smith from Minnesota. Andrew Berry has a fetish for ruining Friday nights. This is the second time the Browns have gotten a former Minnesota Viking at a very odd hour on a weekend. First Dalvin Tomlinson, late night. Now Za'Darius Smith. I'm literally in my going out polo because I was at the bar when the trade went down. Uber to the office. But enough of that. Let's break down this Zadarius Smith trade and the Browns defense, ladies and gentlemen. If it wasn't already complete, it has now been pushed over the edge. This is an awesome trade for the Browns. They get Zadarius Smith in what's basically a day 3 pick swap. 2 5th-round picks, this year's 2024, so I guess next year's technically still, and then the year after in exchange for Zadarius Smith, a 6th and a 7th. Basically, the Browns were doing the Vikings a favor. They took a decent amount of the salaries Zadarius Smith had off their hands. It's all fully guaranteed now for 2023. But the cap Smith, who gives a shit, doesn't matter. Zadarius Smith is a Cleveland Brown. And this defense, if it is not a top 5 defense, we are going to be very upset. But enough of that. Let's break down this trade by getting you guys involved. Grade the trade, A, B, C, D, or F. Hopefully my happiness and just optimism is radiating through your screen right now because the Browns just got Zadarius Smith for basically close to nothing-ish. I mean, 5th-round picks are not nothing, but you are getting 2 picks back. So like I said, the Browns, Andrew Berry was doing his old pal Kwesi a favor going, I heard you want to trade this pass rusher. You don't want to pay him all this money. We'll take him off your hands. We'll do you a solid. No biggie. Throw some picks your way. You throw some picks our way. And boom, Myles Garrett, you have a defensive line to work with now. Myles Garrett is not playing along a bunch of XFLers like he was last year. He's got a revamped defensive line headlined by Zadarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, a 3rd-round pick in Ika. Obo Okoronkwo comes over from Houston. This is a defensive line, ladies and gentlemen. Last year, 10 sacks. You're getting a 10-sack guy to play second fiddle. He's usually a primary pass rusher. He is now Robin. You don't have a Batman and Robin. You've got a Batman and then the Dark Knight. Like, that's how good Cleveland's defensive line just got with this Zadarius Smith acquisition. And like I said, didn't cost you much at all. But I am pumped up about this trade. I was a little bummed at first because, like I said, I was at a bar watching the Knicks game. I actually but I asked my girlfriend if we could push date night off to another night. She agreed to go watch this game. And now I'm not even watching the game, and she is there by herself watching it alone. So, sorry, Shay. But hey, if you love the Cleveland Browns and you are all in on 2023, because this is an all-in move for the Browns for 2023, hit that sub button. What other Browns YouTuber leaves the bar on a Friday night to come hang out with you guys and get a video out? Hit that sub button down below. Now, over the last 4 seasons, Zadarius Smith, who was with the Packers for a stretch, was up and down. When healthy, 13.5 sacks, 12.5 sacks. Not healthy in 2021, and then right back to being a double-digit sack guy. Again, you are getting a Batman when you already have your own Batman. That is how great Cleveland's defensive line is now. Look at the entire room here. Myles Garrett, Dalvin Tomlinson. If Jordan Elliott is the worst thing you've got going for you, that's not a bad problem to have. Zadarius Smith, I'm going to pencil in as the starter, but man, you already signed 1 starter in free agency in Okoronkwo. You add another one here. Then you drafted one in the 4th round with Isaiah McGuire. Jim Schwartz, have a field day. You have every single club in your bag now for this defense to be elite. And it's going to have to be. Look around the AFC North. Lamar Jackson's back. Joe Burrow's only getting better and better. And Kenny Pickett might suck, but he's still not the worst quarterback in the NFL. So when you play those guys, minimum 6 games a year, not including the rest of your schedule and the rest of the tough quarterbacks you have to face, you're going to have a good defense. And Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, for the first time in a very long time, they are giving Browns fans not hope, not optimism, not reason to believe, but they are giving them tangible proof numbers. They are showing fans we have a set roster. Now you got to go out and win, Stefanski. You have everything in front of you. If something were to happen to Za'Darius Smith, fine. Your backup is another starter in Okoronkwo. You've got everything you could need for this Browns defensive line that last year was a one-man band in Myles Garrett, who still finished second in the league in sacks. Now, with Zadarius Smith, who's going to have fresh legs because you have a great rotation going, attracting some attention. Maybe they can't put a tight end and a running back on Myles Garrett's side of the defensive line. Oh, baby. The Browns are going to wreak havoc. This is a move. You want to know how this is a good trade? This is how I know it's a good trade. Every single Steelers, Bengals, and Ravens fan, when they got the notification that Za'Darius Smith was traded to the Browns, put their phone down on the bar and went, fuck, that's not good. I didn't like facing Myles Garrett already twice a year, but now we got to face Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith, who outside of one injury-plagued 2021 season was 3 straight 10-plus sacks. Yeah, this defense just got that much better, and it already got a lot better this offseason. If I'm being nitpicky, the only question mark left is linebacker, but at this point, who gives a shit? That's a problem for another day. The Browns defense is set, it is loaded, and I've spent, 6-7 minutes now talking about the defense? Haven't even gotten to the whole point about, they have an offense with Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, a top 3 offensive line, and Amari Cooper. And I'm running out of fingers here. Elijah Moore, DPJ, the list goes on and on. So if you are with me, if you are in on the Browns 2023 season, let me know how many wins you got Cleveland getting. Because originally in my record prediction video this morning, I had them going 11-6. Fuck that. Pump those numbers up. 12 wins for the Cleveland Browns in 2023. That is the floor now. I am enjoying the high of the Za'Darius Smith trade, but the Browns were looking for an extra edge rusher. They were rumored to be looking for one in free agency or via trade, and they make a splash, and it's not even costing you that much. 2 fifth-round picks, a 2024 and 2025 fifth-rounder, in exchange for a 2025 6th and 7th rounder. We're just talking a couple day 3 pick swaps. No one's going to even notice the difference between a 5th or a 6th-round pick, but the Browns pick up another Batman on this defensive line. I mean, I am just ecstatic about this trade. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. If you have made it this far into the video, you've got to be pretty happy about what the Browns did today. Andrew Berry, if it wasn't for Zadarius Smith, I would have had a bone to pick with you because it was a Friday night. I don't know why this couldn't have waited till Monday, but you know what? I won't mind in a couple of months when Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett are teabagging Kenny Pickett on Monday Night Football. Let's go, Browns. Drop an F-pit, like this video, subscribe, all that YouTube cliche BS, but let's go Browns, baby. Zadarius Smith, you are a Cleveland Brown.